Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. Remember, you have greatness inside of you. Welcome back to another Habs Daily News with the hockey coach Guru called Frenchy. Today, episode number 379. What a minute, coach. First, we're going to talk about the Montreal Canadiens news, followed by another Habs mock trade proposal. But before we start, guys, I invite you, please don't forget to click on the like, subscribe to the Hockey Nation Live Show, and leave us a comment about this episode. And let's dive in talking about my first subject of the day. My first subject of the day is about the Habs news, and the first player we want to talk about is Logan Mayu. He got the green lights from Renaud Lavoie. TVA Sport confirmed Mayu is eligible now to play with the Montreal Canadiens for the upcoming season after NHL confirmed to Mayu and the Montreal Canadiens is eligibility now with the Montreal Canadiens. We know Mayu was drafted by the Montreal Canadiens, 31 overall pick in 2019 under Marc Bergevin, general manager. Last year with the London Knights, he scored 25 goals during the regular season, had 8 goals during the playoff for a total of 33 goals last season. Now, what it would be is statistics with the Montreal Canadiens for the upcoming season. I feel it would be more benefit for Mayu to start the season with the Laval Rocket. We know Montreal have David Savard, Jonathan Kovacevic, Gustav Langstrom, and Justin Barron for the beginning of the season. I feel it would be better if Logan Mayu start the season with the Laval Rocket. And don't be surprised during the season, he can get the call up to join the Montreal Canadiens. My second player for the Montreal Canadiens news today is URI Sakowski. 9 years ago, URI Sakowski traveled from Slovakia to come to Montreal to participate to the Montreal Canadiens summer camp for young players. Yesterday, he returned not as a player, but as a trainer, and he helped the young players to learn more about hockey. What a great story to hear about that. 9 years ago, Sakowski participated at that Montreal Canadiens summer camp, and that's what he did again yesterday as a trainer. We know Sakowski dropped the Montreal Canadiens in 2022, first overall pick, scored 6 goals, had 4 assists for a total of 10 points in 29 games, obviously for him, after a collision with Jacob Trouba for the New York Rangers, never returning to play an extra game last year with the Montreal Canadiens. My next news of the day is about who is going to wear the letter A. After the departure of Joel Edmondson, we have right now only one assistant captain player with the Montreal Canadiens is Brendan Gallagher. At some point, Martin Saint-Louis and his staff need to add another assistant captain with the team. My question to you is who can become that player? Do you feel Montreal should select Caden Cooley, Cole Caulfield, David Savard, Mike Madison, Josh Anderson, Sean Monahan? Do you feel possible Montreal could go with a rotation between Savard, Madison, Monahan, Anderson, or Cooley and Caulfield? But what about you, coach? I feel the Montreal Canadiens are going to give that A to Mike Madison. Then my other news of the day is about Marc Bergevin. What are you talking about, coach? Marc Bergevin invite Brendan Eichel to join the Montreal Canadiens camp in 2018. Eichel signed an 8-year contract at $6.5 million yesterday with the Tampa Bay Lightning after he scored 30 goals, had 34 assists for a total of 64 points. During that camp in 2018, Montreal Canadiens select Joel Testel over Brendan. What a mistake from Marc Bergevin. After that, Brendan left to go with the Chicago Blackhawks. The Chicago gave him a contract. He played 2 seasons, and then he got traded at the trade deadline to the Tampa Bay Lightning, and Chicago got in return 2 young prospects and a first-round pick. What a big mistake for Marc Bergevin. Again, we know Bergevin, what he did with the Montreal Canadiens. He was not really good on the development players and to find great hockey players because he was not focusing on those areas when he was the general manager with the Montreal Canadiens. Finally, my last news of the day is about the Trois-Rivieres Lions in East Coast Hockey League. They are an affiliation with the Montreal Canadiens. This year will be the 3rd year in East Coast Hockey League. In the last 10 months, they have 4 head coaches. Eric Bélanger stepped down. Marc-André Bergeron took the job as the interim coach, left the team. They gave the team to Pascal Réaume. And yesterday, Réaume left the team to get a job in assistant coach in the American Hockey League, and now is Ron Schulz is a new head coach for the Trois-Rivieres Lions. This really messed up right now with the Trois-Rivieres Lions. They need consistency. What will happen in the next couple of years with that team. This concludes, guys, all the news for this episode. I would like to hear from you guys. Give me some comments about Sakowski, Mailloux, Marc Bergevin, or who is going to wear the letter A for the upcoming season. Let's move on for my last subject of the day. My last subject of the day is about the Habs mock trade proposal, and we know this guy is more about entertaining between you and me. I tried to figure out which player could be traded or who it could be the next move from Ken Hughes. I feel like everything he did so far, Ken Hughes, is really good. But the next move, it would be really more difficult. If he can trade Christian Dvorak, Joan Armia, or Josh Anderson, Jake Allen, or Brendan Gallagher. They are not easy players traded because of their contract. But today, guys, I want to talk about a specific players that possible Montreal should trade at some point. And I feel like Christian Dvorak is the next player Montreal should let it go. He carried on a 2-year contract at $4.5 million. I understand it's not about only score goal for him, but at some point, Montreal could open up another spot for a young players to join the Montreal Canadiens for the upcoming season. I feel the Montreal Canadiens could trade Christian Dvorak to the Winnipeg Jets. Right now, they have Max Sheffley. Jets are going to trade Sheffley in the next couple of weeks, maybe before the beginning of the season or during the season. Dvorak could be a player the Jets would like to get at some point with the team. Now, what the Montreal Canadiens can get, but the Montreal Canadiens are going to send Christian Dvorak and the 4th-round pick 2024, and then Montreal Canadiens get back the 2nd-round pick 2024. Montreal Canadiens, when they trade Christian Dvorak, they send the conditional pick for the Carolina Hurricanes. If moved from the 3rd-round pick to the 2nd-round pick. That pick was traded during the summer to the Los Angeles Kings when they trade Sean Dorsey to Arizona Coyotes. And then the Kings trade that pick to the Winnipeg Jets for Pierre-Luc Dubois. So from Carolina to the Montreal to the Arizona to the Los Angeles and now to the Winnipeg Jets, Montreal Canadiens, by trading Christian Dvorak, they could retrieve the same pick they traded 2 years ago. But again, this is my proposal of the day. Do you think this is benefit for both teams to get that trade between the Montreal Canadiens and the Winnipeg Jets? It does conclude, guys, all the subject of this episode. Thanks for watching another Habs Daily News with the hockey coach called Frenchy. But before we leave, guys, we invite you, don't forget to click on the like, subscribe to the Hockey Nation Live Show, and leave us a comments about this episode. And of course, you have greatness inside of you, and we wish you an amazing, great, blessing day, everybody.